Okay, here's what I know about how to be a successful, physically out, fully mentally out ex Jehovah's Witness. And I don't know if you're going to like what I have to tell you because it's not a comfortable thing. It's something that you probably haven't ever heard before. And I want to tell you a little bit of my backstory first, just really briefly, and tell you that I was disfellowshipped at 16 years old and I got reinstated, and then I got kicked out again, and then got disfellowshipped again, then I got reinstated again, and then I faded, and then I came back a couple of times, always to get close to my mom, and then I ended up fading for 10 years fully. And so after that 10 years out, I went back for 3 years. Yeah, after many, many, many years, at 40 years old, I went back to the Kingdom Hall to get my life right. And I have to tell you what I know about how to be a successful ex-Jehovah's Witness, or how to really do it successfully, and is the same sort of skills that you can use, and you can be successful at anything. So it's something that we never learned as witnesses, but it's really important to embrace all discomfort. Because what happens is when we really push away the discomfort, like, oh, this doesn't feel right, or this doesn't feel good, I don't know if this is right, it's really going to prevent you from growing. You know, when you fully know, like, leaving the organization is the right thing to do, but it's not going to be comfortable. Like, do not think that you have to wait until it's comfortable to leave. It will never be comfortable. And that's a good thing. That really means that you're onto something. The other thing is that once you get out, or even on your way out, you might fail. In fact, you probably will fail a lot of times. I hate to tell you this, but it's true. You're going to have little failures along the way as you learn and you grow and you figure out who you are, what you want to do, what direction you want to go in, who you can trust, who are your people. All of those things, as you figure it out along the way, you're going to have a few failures, and it's okay. We never had the chance as witnesses to ever fail and not just be beat up and punished. So just remember, you're not a witness anymore. You don't even have the mentality anymore. So why would you continue to punish yourself? And I know it's a hard thing to really stop doing, but if you really are mindful and pay attention to the thoughts that you're having, and just question yourself and think, is that, would I allow my best friend to talk to me like that? Would I allow anybody in my life now to talk to me like that? No. So why are you saying these mean things to yourself? Okay? Just know that you're gonna fail sometimes. It's totally fine. Don't do the big ones. Don't do the big failures. Do the little ones. Learn. We have to learn. Nobody got beat up when they were a baby because they could only crawl and they couldn't walk yet, or when they walked, they stumbled. No, we're learning how to be people out in this great, big, amazing, freaking beautiful world that we have no idea what it's really all about completely. It's okay to fail at it. Just try. Don't give up. Excuse me. Another awesome thing that I've learned is that, this is why I have on sunglasses, that we have to really understand that, like I was saying, with negative emotion and failure and discomfort, all of these seemingly negative things, just think of life like this, okay? It's not good or bad. It's not black or white. There's some sort of like gray. Like in the gray is where you're really going to find your shade of gray. Life is a little bit good. It's a little bit bad. It's a little bit awesome. It's a little bit gross. It's a little bit hard. It's a little bit fun. It's a little bit of everything. So if we're always thinking to ourselves like, I can't live my life if it's not just fun and awesome and exciting and happy and beautiful, it's just not realistic. It's not realistic. How many times did you fake being happy as a witness? Think about it, because how many of us were like, oh yeah, I love going on service. No, you didn't. How many of us were, oh sure, I'll come to Sunday dinner. Like, oh fuck. Right? I don't want to hang out with those people. But we did. And not all the time, but sometimes. It wasn't all good. Let's be real. Even the good times were still, yeah. But that's life, okay? Life is supposed to be a little bit good, a little bit bad. We can force ourselves to be happy, and we did for a long time, but it's just not sustainable. It's not great for long term, because if you see, a lot of witnesses are very depressed. They're very depressed. Yeah, anxious, depressed, lonely, scared, sad, and they're in the organization. Do you remember feeling like that too? But yeah, you don't have to pretend to be happy. You can have negative emotion and feel sad, and it's totally fine. You can have a life of half good, half bad, and that's totally fine. That's life. It's never gonna be perfect like we thought it would be. The goal is not perfection anymore. The goal is to be a human. Let me say that again, because it's so simple, but it's so profound. Your job here on earth is to just be a human. You are worthy and lovable and meant to be here because you're here. There's a reason for your existence. So don't ever forget that. There's a reason that you're here. Yeah, and the goal isn't to be perfect. It's to just be you. And the more you that you can be, it's like you at your highest level. The more authentic we can be, the better. Oh my gosh, I'm getting blinded. And one other thing I want to tell you is that I want to give you the power to think some thoughts on purpose, and for you to know that the thoughts that go through your mind, that are running around in your brain all day long, are completely optional. So be really careful about what you're telling yourself. Be really careful. And when you catch yourself saying something mean like, I'm not good enough, I don't know how I'm going to do that, I've never done this before, I'll probably mess it up, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, I don't have no support, whatever the things are, just remember those are all optional, and at any time you can change it. And even if you don't believe it in the moment, just consider it, okay? Consider that maybe it could possibly be a possibility for you. Maybe. And then once you feel good about that, you can move up to the next step. But just know that those beliefs that you have are creating the future that you want. So be careful, because when we tell ourselves mean things, it really keeps us in that low vibe state, like how the Jehovah's Witnesses are. They want to keep us down in that state with the guilt, fear, shame. I tried to put them all together into one. They want to keep us in that state. And so just be careful, because if we're running around here out in this world and we're feeling really guilty, really shameful, I mean, it's like our brains are still kind of there, because it's not the truth, right? So if you don't, and you do kind of believe it, you really have to prove it to yourself. I recommend reading Crisis of Conscience. I only had to make it a part way through. I think probably a quarter, probably a quarter of the way through it. And that was good enough for me. I know it's all lies. And the more I dig into it, the more disgusting it is. But I don't need to read more than that. But if you do, then I would say do as much research as you can so that you can really prove it to yourself. Because otherwise, subconsciously, you're just going to be sabotaging yourself. Ugh, I'm blinded. You'll keep sabotaging yourself, and your brain will keep telling you that, oh, you don't know, maybe the Jehovah's Witnesses are right. Oh, did you hear that scary thing on the news? Maybe Armageddon's coming. All of these like fear things that are in our subconscious, and when we're having those fearful kind of thoughts, it really keeps us low, and it's hard for us to proceed forward. So just be careful. We don't want to be too far one way or too far the other way, but somewhere in the middle. Like, find your middle and give yourself a chance to be sad sometimes, to grieve sometimes. It's totally perfect, natural, normal, human. However you react to those feelings, how do you react to sadness, to anger, to frustration? Just pause with it and think about it. Sorry, before you react. That's the key. It takes a little pause. So, yeah, those are my thoughts for today. Just be honest with yourself too. Be honest, because we are trained up people pleasers. We are trained to be people pleasers, and what that means is that we lied to ourselves all the time. We were taught not to lie to other people, but we lied to ourselves constantly. Well, I did. I did. Yeah, because in order to be a people pleaser, you have to choose not to please yourself. It's either one or the other. Sometimes it could be both, but you don't want to do it at your own expense. Because then that would be how narcissists love you, Narcissists love you at your expense. So don't do that to yourself, okay? We deserve better. But the light is like really weird, and I think the message is good, but the light is weird. So until next time, yeah, give yourself a big hug. You're doing amazing. You really are. Seriously, don't knock the self-hugs because they really are so good. Self-hugs are amazing. Hug somebody. Tell somebody you need a hug. Okay? You deserve it, and keep going. Yeah, it does not feel good that you don't have to be perfect. That's not even the expectation at all. You're already totally awesome the way you are. Like right now. That's the thing with self-development that people don't understand. It's not like you don't accept yourself right now. It just means I'm totally fine with who I am and where I'm at right now, and I'm gonna love myself when I get there too. It's just gonna be whole different circumstances. It's good and bad in the organization. It's good and bad out of the organization. The only thing I can really tell is that in the organization, the bad was like really bad. Like really, really, really bad. Where, I don't know, all the people I talk to have gone to therapy, want to go to therapy. I have clients coaching with me. I mean, that's really awesome. But even with coaching comes therapy. They really go together really well. So love on yourself, okay? And know that you're not alone, and a lot of people feel the same as you. And if you want to get out of that organization, ask for help. Ask people. Get in those groups. Even if you have to set up an anonymous profile, get in those groups. Ask questions. I have a group, it's called I Just Want to Heal and Move On. And it's super supportive and really, really loving. I started that group a year ago, and the support is unreal. You can be anonymous in that group. Some of them you can't be anonymous. In mine, you can. You can ask questions. Ask questions. Ask for support. You know, ask for people to remind you why you should leave. Yeah. Yeah. It may not be easy, but here's the thing. Let it be easy. Like, don't make everything so hard. It doesn't have to be hard. It really doesn't. There's a ton of people out here that really care. Like, really, really, really care. I'm one of them. I had one of my clients today tell me that he thinks that he's going to move on, or I'm pretty sure he is going to move on to other therapy. I'm not a therapist, I'm a coach, but he's going to move on to a different therapy, and I'm excited for him. You know, I told him, listen, this work that I do, it's not about me. It's not about what I want. It's about what's best for my clients, what's best for everybody. Like, it's not even about me at all. And I know that when he's telling me he's good, he's going to do this other thing that he thinks is going to kind of maybe heal this other part or something else he wants to learn. It's awesome. This is great. This is great. Because the things that we've learned together and that I've taught him are things that he's going to take with him throughout every therapy, you know, for the rest of his life. It's tools you can use. So yeah, those are a few things that I've learned about success from coaching and pushing myself. And it just is a really good feeling to me to know that I don't have to be perfect to get it right. In fact, the more times that I try and I fail, the more times I have an opportunity to learn. And so when I fail, I don't beat myself up about it. I failed today. I did. I'll tell you. I commented to somebody that is a YouTuber. They're kind of famous-ish in the XJW world. And I was like, hey, I really loved your interview with that ex-Mormon guy. That was awesome. What a great interview. And then they texted me back and they said, yeah, I didn't do a video with an ex-Mormon. I was like, oh, sorry. I felt so silly. You know, it was kind of a fail in a way, but then I'm like, I was racking my brain all day and I'm like, I could have sworn it was that guy, but it was on this guy's channel that he interviewed him. And I'm like, anyway, we mess up sometimes. I mess up all the time. And as you're getting your little, you know, your wobbly little baby legs and you're like, I'm going to go out into this great, big, amazing world and make my way. Yeah, you're going to fail sometimes. So what? It really doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to die. You will not die. And if you want to set up your safety net, do it right now. Like, today. Don't wait. Think about it. Think about all of the people that you can have in your corner. You know, who are you going to have? What kind of support do you need? Get that support. Think about how much money do you need to leave. Start setting it aside. Really make that priority number one. Like, do you want a new coffee or a chapstick, or do you want like freedom? And just be really, really careful with what you spend your money on. Save it and ask for help. Do you know how many people I would love to do like a GoFundMe and like fund part of their I'm leaving the organization fund? Why don't people do that? I think they should. You should. Tag me. I think it would be fun. Yeah, there's so much help out there, but the thing is, you have to ask. Nobody's gonna come and save you, just you. So you have to do it. You have to do it, and you have to be willing to do it when you don't want to. You have to be willing to do it when it feels like you got a pit in the bottom of your stomach, like you feel so gross, like I don't know. And you have to do it when, you know, you're crying your eyes out, and you have to do it. You have to do it. You have to ask, and you have to believe in yourself and be willing to cry your eyes out and to feel like shit and to still say, I need help. Help me. There's a lot of people that want to help. Do you know how many XJWs there are out there? I don't even know, but I do know that a lot of them have turned into being coaches, therapists, advocates, activists. Like, holy moly, tons of YouTubers. There's so many. Like, we have this heart in us that is really, really rare and so unique, because I believe we were already good, and I believe that the religion did teach us to really love all people. I don't know, that's what I got at my Kingdom Hall and with my mom. She taught me to love all people, and I really, really do. I really do. You know, that, and I like where I live now, that's part of the reason that I like it. It's really, really diverse. So there's tons of different cultures, and it's all put into one smallish place. And I love that. I love that. Yeah. So, yeah, there's tons of people out there to help you. You have to ask, okay? Don't be afraid to use your voice. And also give other people the autonomy and the trust other people that they can tell you no, and that they mean it, and that means nothing about you. It's a no. And when you get used to that discomfort of maybe hearing no, somebody's going to say yes, because somebody wants to tell you yes, but you have to ask. Okay? Yeah, people want to. And it's a game of averages, right? If I ask 100 times and 20 times somebody says yes, pretty good. And also about asking, like, you don't want to take away somebody's joy. People really want to help. People really want to help. I know, it's unbelievable, right? Because we didn't know that, or you don't know that as a witness, or still being in the organization, not being fully out. But there are amazing people out here, beautiful, gorgeous, thoughtful, kind, smart, caring, compassionate, philanthropists, and just, man, I've met beautiful people. So test it out for yourself and see. Okay? You test it out and see. Don't trust me. Don't trust anything I just said. You have to test it. So I don't know, maybe you'll write down a little list of the things I said. I probably should put it like in a little list, like the the important things to remember when you leave, or going to leave, the witnesses. And when you put the work into something, remember that if you span it over little bits over a long period of time, that's one way to do it. That's usually what we do when we're on social media, and then we're kind of present, and then we're kind of on YouTube, and then we're kind of on Facebook, and then, because you know what, I do it too. But I have to tell myself, during this time, these few hours, I'm going to do a really concentrated work. So if that's on you leaving the witnesses, do that for yourself. Set aside the time. If it is important to you and it is something that you really want to figure out, set aside time to do that. Honor that time. Do dedicated work to that. Connect with people. That is part of the work. Connecting, telling your story, asking for help, getting out there. Yeah, using your voice. And figuring out your game plan, earning more money so you can leave. Okay? I'm excited for you. Don't be scared. Or do be scared. It's totally fine. You can have any emotion that you want. But if you get scared, you might want to use that as your fuel to keep you going. Use that fear as gasoline in your tank to keep you going. That fear is really going to get you there. So push, push, push. Know that you have it in you. Yeah. I know it's it's not the easiest thing, but once you push through this, it's really cool. Like you'll push, 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 push. And right as you get like right about ready to leave, right about ready to break through to the next thing, something's going to come up. It always does. And that's your test. The test is, how bad do you want this? And then you prove how much you want it. You stay dedicated and concentrated on it, and you break through. Because, listen, I wasted, we'll do it in quotes, half of my life, half of it being in a cult, or that quarter being in a cult. It was just, and then beating myself up afterwards. So, like, I was mentally in for a long time, even though I was messing up everything. I was just like, wow, I'm such a failure. I'm so bad. I'm such a bad witness. I'm really bad at being a witness. But I wasn't until I turned 16, and then I was abused. So anyways, that's a whole other story. But I wish you the best, and draw on all those strengths that you have in you. And you might have to write them out to really see what are they. What are you really strong with? Take that strength and maximize it. Use it as leverage. What experience can you draw on to make you stronger? Yeah, we're amazing people, us ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. I really love us so much. We're such good people. Oh, I just see so many good hearts every day, all day long. It's like, wow. Oh, so, yeah, don't be afraid to leave the Kingdom Hall and never come back. Don't be afraid to close the door and never come back. That might be what it takes for them to wake up and realize that maybe they don't want to lose their son, their daughter, their grandkid. But we only have a few years on this planet, and we don't want to spend it not living authentically and lying to ourselves every day. Please don't lie to yourself. You deserve better than that. And if you know it's not the truth, you have to do something. It's now your responsibility. I'm sorry to tell you that. However you can be an activist, do that. Even if your activism is leaving before you get so depressed that you kill yourself. That's activism too. Okay? I keep saying okay. I'm just such a mom. That was called the XJW YouTube mom, and I thought it was so cute. Do I look like a mom? I'm gonna get out here and take a walk. It's so beautiful. All right, well, thanks for listening, and reach out. Don't be afraid. People want to help you. Okay? It's gonna kind of suck, and then it's gonna get awesome. Don't you worry. All right, bye everyone.